We're now heading to our signature Mbawula Chat, which will be facilitated by Bulelani Balabala. I'll just quickly introduce the gentleman that he'll be doing the Mbawula Chat with, Siphelo. Briefly, the Milk Restaurant and Bar was launched in 2018. So it's a premium lifestyle and entertainment boutique right here where we are today. After COVID-19 shut its doors 2 years ago, this lifestyle venue reopened with a fresh new look. So it wasn't like this, right? It's gone through quite a lot of rebranding. And the gentleman that I'm going to bring up, he's partnered up with a couple of brothers to come and share his journey, what it's about, and selling. Ladies and gentlemen, he's with us in the building. This Mbawula Chat will be facilitated by Bulelani Balabala. The gentleman is with us on my right-hand side. Can we please show some love? Actually, can we just please get up on our feet, man? Let's get up on our feet. Let's get up on our feet. Let's get up on our feet and show some love. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to the founder of the Milk Restaurant and Bar, Siphelo. Welcome, my brother. Gentlemen, over to you.
You did that like a pro. Please, the mic. Yeah, please borrow us that mic. Ikren. Oh, that one over there. So, yeah, no. Oh, it's just changing, so we'll just interchange in the meantime while they change. So thank you to everyone, right? Yo, Saturday. Yo, everyone's still here this time. But I mean, it shows the hunger in a lot of us, right? To sort of network, meet, and engage with other like-minded entrepreneurs. But this particular segment is Mbawula Chat. I mean, in English, ngesilungu kuthiwa fireside chat. And what we do is that we just chat. You know, today we're profiling this amazing gentleman. I think who's really done, I think in my personal view, very well in building or bringing this premium lifestyle or establishment in the township. And I think just helping individuals, corporations, agencies, just see and view the township differently by putting their own investments. Maybe guys, can you help me at the back with the noise, maybe in the kitchen, at the back there, just so that they keep it down for the segment. After the segment, we announce the pitch, the winner, and then this then wraps it up. So as we kick off, ngubani uSiphelo?
Good day, everyone. I think first and foremost, I need to thank everyone that is here. When I look at the time, I think it's, what's the time now? 1:30, and the venue is packed at this time on a Saturday. I don't think it's normal here at the Milk to have a full house at this time on Saturday. I think whoever people that are organizing this, it's a great initiative that I think should be an ongoing thing. And also, as I was saying, before I even say or go any further, I'm a very shy person, a guy that is scared to speak in front of people. But I think it's very important for me to speak because ndimutata ekhaya ndimutata lapha. And I would also like to thank everyone that is here. Other people are supposed to be somewhere doing something. You know, to be able to get business people for this long, from the morning till now, it's not a normal thing. It's not an easy thing. Business people are always busy because they worry about themselves. They worry about their businesses. They have a lot to do. but I think I need to give you a round of applause to be able to get a lot of people at this time. My name is Siphelo. I grew up here in Khayelitsha. I started doing business 2009. Before I used to work for Ace. I used to be Ace's right-hand man for 12 years. In that 12 years, I worked in the toilet. I used to be a toilet cleaner for 2 years. From there, I became a griller. From being a griller, I became a barman. From being a barman, I became a floor manager. I think that's why I got the drive of starting a business, because I had so much experience in running the hospitality or the entertainment. But to own my first business, the milk is the third business that I had. The first business was the chicken dust business, which is I was doing in Spine Road. By then, it was 2011, if I'm correct. I started there and there were only 2 people by then. I think now it's close to 40 people who are doing chicken dust business there. So I started there in the chicken dust business, but how I structured my chicken dust business, I always wanted to create an identity to stand out. I believe that money is attracted to value. If you put value in anything that you do, money will automatically come to you. So I ran the chicken dust business and it was successful because I was different. There were couches in my chicken dust business. There was a Bedouin tent. It's called stretch tent. There was an AstroTurf. There were coffee tables. There were tables. It was like a restaurant. So the drive, I got it there, but it became messy in the Spine Road. Guys started to chase cars and we were fighting amongst each other. And then I told myself, once things turns out like this, because we were fighting amongst each other, and I saw the bigger picture, I saw that, no man, there's more I can offer. I cannot be fighting for people to come and buy the chicken or for people who are taking my customers. Then I went to the setup that I was doing there in Spine Road. All the setup that I was doing there. Then I started a stretch tent business, which is the second business. Then I went to Ace. I went to Rens. I went to Pisto, all the businesses in the township. I approached them. I told them I would like to do an extension for every month end Saturday. I'll put the furniture, the additional structure, they must pay me every Tuesday of the month end for Saturday. Then from there it grew. From hiring out the stretch tent and the furniture, I went into a manufacturing the furniture and manufacturing the stretch tent. Then the business got flooded. Everyone was doing stretch tent because I've learned in business, when you do something that is good, there are people who are followers who will follow you. So you shouldn't take it personal when there are people who are doing what you are doing. You just need to be on top of your game to show that you are a leader. You always become innovative. As a businessman, you must be comfortable in being uncomfortable. It will take you far. Any problems that comes into...
That gives us a round of applause, man. I'm sitting here as an audience myself, and you've said a few things. I'm cutting you, but I want you to continue.
No problem.
But as an audience myself, guys, take notes. I'm shivering as I'm sitting here because all of us in this room resonate with the story and how you make it so relatable, because we are all going to, guys, take notes. Take notes. Do not undermine this moment, because these gems that are dropping here, this is when you go back home, you must sit in and take it all in. But my brother, your story, continue.
Then from the stretch tent manufacturing and the stretch tents hiring, The market got flooded because it was not only me who was hiring out. All the establishments that I pitched the idea of doing an extension on a month end, they didn't want to rent, they wanted to own, which is they cut my cash flow. So I said to myself, you know what? The business has changed. The business is no longer the way it was before. Let me go back to that business that I did at first, which is the chicken dust, but let me do it in a bigger scale. I was looking for a house 2015, 2016 to buy so that I can do the restaurant in a bigger scale. I think it was a blessing in disguise because this house, it was a house that was conducting a business, teaching or sewing the uniform for all the high schools. So I heard from the saloon that they are selling the house. Then I came here. It was an old granny and an old dad. So I came to them. I introduced myself. I had a chat with them. I shared my vision with them before I even buy the house. Then they told me the price of the house. Then I was like, yo, it's double the price of the actual houses around. But because it was business people that were selling the house, so I understood that it was not going to be easy for me to get it in a good price or reasonable price. So I said to them, I'm very much interested in buying the house, but I can't afford to pay the amount of money they are asking for from me. Then they said to me, they are giving me a year to go and raise this money. They're not going to sell it to anyone. They will sell it to me because of the relationship that I built before I bought. So I came to them, I explained my situation. Sometimes it's good to talk, sometimes it's bad to talk, but when you talk, people will talk about you, the ones that you trusted. But somewhere, somehow, there are people that will help you when you talk. So I spoke to them, I explained that I stay in Khayelitsha, I don't have parents. I'm the provider at home. It will take time for me to buy the house, but I'm very much interested. And they were taken with my story. So I did an event at Rens because I was the only one that could have the capacity of doing big events with furniture and stretch tents. So when I came to Rens, I did 2 events. Those 2 events, I got paid. I took all of that money. I transferred it to the old granny here. They only saw the notification. Then they said, is it you, Nyana, that sent this man? I said, yes, Mama. I'm just committing myself to say I'm very much interested. So by doing that, I was locking the house down in case there are people who have financial muscle that would want to come and buy, because I could see that the house has a potential, because already by then Rens were doing great things to the township, including Kwaes. So it took me 8 months to raise the money to pay this house. So I was paying it in installments. Every month, some of the months when the business is not doing well, I don't pay. I just come to them, buy a lunch or buy whatever, bring it to them, say, okay, Mama, I was just passing by. I told myself, let me just come and drop off this thing. So I had a very solid relationship with them, because I knew that, sometimes we think when we have the ideas, it's only us that have ideas. What I think, there are 20 or 30 people that think what I think. So it's very important that you don't become comfortable with your idea, because you'll end up chasing a lot of people to say, no, KFC took my idea and McDonald's took my idea, but where's KFC, where's McDonald's, where are you? So I finished that house, paying it to them. Then I came to them, I said, they mustn't worry because I finished buying the house. They must stay as long as they want. When I need the house, I'll let them know. So I bought time also to make sure that I raise money to build it. So in the process of me raising the money to build the milk, that's when I encountered a lot of problems, because it was already out there that Siphelo has bought the house and he has this idea of conducting a restaurant here. Then things changed. My furniture business, tents business, it stopped. No one is hiring from me. I don't know. No one is buying furniture from me. I'm making calls to the people that I used to supply. They say, no, man, we sorted. You are very expensive, man. Yo, we can't buy from you. By then, I couldn't understand. I thought, no, man, this is a jealous. Because these guys, they know that I bought the house and I'm going to build a restaurant. It's only now that I understand it was the part of the process. It was preparing me to be the person that I am today. 2018, I had a house in East Section, that side. I had to sell that house, but I was taking too long to sell that house. Then I put it on social media, on Facebook. I said, my caption was, I'm selling the house as it is. I sold with everything that was inside, TVs, furniture, everything. Then I got the buyer quick, took that money, invested it here. I went back home. I stayed at home. That time I was in a serious relationship with my girlfriend, because I was staying with her in my house. Then we moved home. Things changed because she was used into staying with me. And now we were staying at home. You know, when you stay at home, I have a sister, an older sister that is like my mother. We can't do as we please in our homes. We must ask everything we do. We can't make a noise. So that was something that was new to us as partners that were staying together. But in that process of living with her in my home, we got separated. Then I sold the business that I was doing, which is the furniture business, because it was no longer generating the money that it used to. I sold that business. I sold the cars that I had. I had 2 trucks. I had 1 Hilux Bakkie. I sold it. I was left with a small car. That was a small car that I was doing errands with. I built this, I think it was 2 floors only. The money was finished. Didn't have anything to complete. Then I went to F&B. I sold my vision at F&B. F&B said, no, we hear you, Siphelo. You are making sense. You had a wonderful business, the tents business. We understand. We know the record says that. But we can't finance a business that is halfway. We need track record. Which is, there was a lesson to learn there. Also, one of the things that I did not do well that I was supposed to do before I built, I didn't have someone to run my ideas. I just thought, then I executed it. So that came with a price, because I didn't have a bookkeeper. I think in business, a bookkeeper is very important. You must have a bookkeeper as a businessman. The bookkeeper will make life easy for any businessman. What you could do in 5 years, or what you're doing in 5 years, when you have a bookkeeper, you can do it in 1 year or 6 months. After I went to F&B, I said, yeah, F&B is not buying from my vision. I don't know what I'm going to do. Then I went to loan sharks, because no one could help. I tried to sell the family house, because I'm staying with my sister and my cousins. So I said to them, I want to sell the house, the family house. I'll buy another house. I promise to buy another house in 3 to 4 years, because I will afford to make them stay wherever they want to, whether it's Somerset, because this business that I will be building there, it's gonna be booming. So my sister, she has a soft spot for me. She agreed. Then I wanted to sell I wanted to sell my home. But it was fortunate that I couldn't get the buyers to buy the house where we were staying. Then I ended up going to the loan sharks. The loan sharks, they gave me, I got a loan of a 600 rand with an interest rate of 120,000 a month. I committed to that because I was frustrated. I got nowhere to go. Everyone was laughing at me that I made a stupid decision to sell my business, not understanding that when I made a decision to open up the milk, there was something that I was feeling inside with the other two businesses I was doing. I felt trapped. I felt I could do more. I felt I needed to expand. It's something that I felt. So I felt the tents business and the chicken dust business, it's not where I belong. I want to stay next to the sea. And for me to stay next to the sea, this chicken dust business won't take me to stay next to the sea. Tents business won't take me to stay next to the sea because there are too many businesses that are around. So I took that 600,000 with an interest rate of 120 a month. That was 2018. And one of the reasons that I took that money, it was the most stupid decision that I took by then, but it was a great decision that I took because it built a courage and a character to me with all the challenges that I got after I took that decision. So 2018, the car that I was driving, doing my other stuff with, it got hijacked. Then I got it after 4 days in Site B. And when I got that car, the police came to my home around about 5 o'clock. They said they saw the car in Site B. Apparently there was a traffic fine ticket in the car in the cabby hole, so they saw my address there. When I went to the car, the tires were there, but they cut all the tires. The doors were there. I don't know what they were doing with the doors. The windows were broken. It was like someone that wanted to hurt me, to sabotage me. Because when I went there inside B, they told me that usually when cars are being stolen or hijacked, they ban them. But your car was not banned, and everything is here in your car. The battery was there in the car. But the doors, it was like the things that they used into the car. So I took that car, I dropped it. Okay, the police took the car and took it to Belleville. Hey, I was asking myself, did I make a right move with this building of this restaurant? I started doubting myself. I started doubting my ability. So I operated 2018, December 18th, we opened at the Milk. There were no toilet doors. Cutlery, I hired a cutlery for the restaurant for 6 months because I had bigger problems than cutlery. I could afford to pay the cutlery on a weekly basis, but for me to afford to pay those loan sharks, those underworld guys, I had to have those cutleries. So I had to choose my battles. Cutlery, the sound, most of the things, I was hiring them. 2018, 2019, was paying this 120,000 every month. It got to the winter. Winter usually takes a decline into the businesses, especially the restaurants. That's where I took a knock. I was behind with my interest rate. June, July, August, September. We're approaching summer. tried to do the events, didn't have the capital to do the events. I couldn't change the furniture to make it more appealing, to make it look nice, the way the building was looking outside. It was September, October. Those guys called me. They said, hey, it's too much money that you are owing us. And now we are thinking of taking the keys. That was October. Hey, I went to all the people that I thought have money with no success. That's when I understood that the only person that is going to take me out from this problem, it's me. Because I'm in this problem now because of me, and I need to take myself out. So I called them into a meeting, and then I told them that at this moment I can't afford to buy them, but the building I own, I'm going nowhere. They are going to get their money. Because this money now is accumulating. I'll end up owing maybe 5 to 10 million, and the business is not operational. Hey, the employees at that time, they must be paid. I need to buy the stock to make sure I can be able to conduct the business. But fortunately, by the grace of God, again, where there's a problem, there's an opportunity for business. God introduced COVID. That's when it's very weird, but it's an honest truth. I was skating on a thin ice before COVID, but when the businesses were closed, that's when I got time, opportunities to thrive. I didn't have choice. My problems were forcing me to do that. Fortunately, that time I closed the business completely. Then it allowed me to think, it allowed me to go back to the drawing board and see what are the things that I've done wrong, where I can improve, where I can do it better, where do I see my business, the future. Fortunately, the lockdown meant that all the businesses must start afresh. So for me, that was the greatest thing to ever happen from the situation that I was in. Everyone was complaining about the lockdown and the COVID. I was like, yo, now I can be able to sleep. Because I was getting calls every day from those guys. I went as far as outside the country. My employees were not working by then. The doors were closed. But I know all of them where they stays. I used to go, they can attest to that. Some of the guys and the ladies that are still working again, I went to their houses. I would drop off some groceries. I would drop off some money while the business was closed. So they used to ask me, hey, Puti, we've been trying to call you, Puti, why are we not operating? Because some businesses are operating because it's the lockdown, but we are on level 2, level 3. I'm saying to them, no, it doesn't make business sense for us to operate. But when you get me, sometimes I switch on my phone. They can be able to reach me. Sometimes they can't reach me. I said to them, don't worry, I won't forget about you. And I promise I will take care of you because of your loyalty. It was level 3, still level 3, I was not operational. Level 4, still level 4 was not operational. And I was getting calls to say, why are you not operating? Because the country is opening up. Say, it's opening up for the businesses that must operate. I'm not in the right state to open. So to cut the story short, I managed to raise the majority of the money during lockdown. I paid those guys. Then it was little money that was left that I needed to settle. Then I had a healthy working relationship and understanding with the Rents team, Mshai Nomfundo, because during lockdown, most of the times, we were sharing business ideas. We were together, we were talking about where we see the future of the on-con businesses, which is the businesses that we're conducting. We could see that the government is encouraging the home consumption because the township is made, how it's being described, the township economy, that alcohol is a dangerous substance that causes harm to the community. Then when we looked at it, but there are ShopRites and Pick and Pay that are being opened. But the government is saying alcohol is dangerous harm. But why is the government allowing the price chains into the township if the alcohol is the problem? That's another battle we are facing now. We are facing another economical battle where now the alcohol business is seen now as a lucrative business. The doors to start a business is very small, but the door to close down the business is very big. If you have any idea to start a business or a restaurant or a lounge or a pub, you need to have a minimum of 150,000 to operate legally. For the plans, there's something that is called development contribution. A development contribution is the fee that you pay when you develop or when you change from a residential area into a business premise. It's a zoning. So that on its own, it's another barrier for the black child. It's another barrier for us who are coming from the township, because not everyone can be able to raise 150,000 just to be regulated or to trade legally, which is the other problem that the government now is creating, is that we are going to see a lot of businesses that are being conducted illegally, because those who are trading legally, they are under threat, and also it's very difficult when you are regulated and when you are legal. The fines that you are getting, you get 70,000 fine, 100,000 fine, and you are not even making that amount of money a month, that's another big challenge or big war that is coming in the township. But in short, or in closing, I've suffered in my business journey, but the suffering that I got from the business, I think it created a lot of courage in me, and it also made me to look at things differently. It made me to also be able to give a helping hand to a small business, to anyone that is trying to do a business, because it's not easy to start a business. You know, each and every time when business people are being interviewed, they always tell the good stories. The stories of us suffering, feeling lonely, feeling betrayed, people laughing at you, there's nothing wrong with that. And anyone that fails in the business should be proud. And we as black people in the township, we need to normalize people who are failing. We need to make it fashionable. We need to post it in social media. For people who are failing, we post them. We do seminars so that we can encourage people to start anything, because someone that is failing is better than someone that is not trying anything, because there are lessons to be learned from failing. Because the things that we're posting on Facebook or social media, we're posting wrong things. We don't know what is coming for us. We are dividing, or we are creating an Ngana nolibize igama lide man, liyandisokolisa mandiliyeke. But there are bigger problems that are coming for us. We need this type of sessions, my brother. I'm not sure financially how they cost you, but I think if we can have this once a month, especially each and every township, the businesses in the township are struggling. They need financial muscle. Not every businessman understand that. In the actual fact, if you can have a bookkeeper, someone that can advise you, you can actually go to the bank, get the money, use the money from the bank, have a security. That information, not everyone is exposed into that information. But it's very important that also the banks, they need to take responsibility and accountability to say, if there are businesses that are banking with certain bank, any bank, they need to have people on the ground that goes to the businesses and educates us. Because I'm a dropout from school. I don't have much information in terms of how to raise money, how to get a funding. But I've got brilliant and great ideas to do the business. But that is not enough to do a business. You need to balance a business with school because it makes things very easy. There's that narrative that, or we have that understanding that a business, you can get it, you can inherit it from home. Yes, you can inherit it at home, but there are other measures or other ways of conducting a business to make it modern, which is the bookkeeper. We need to have a bookkeeper, whether your business is small, because if your business is small, the bookkeeper will help you to make that small business to be a medium enterprise, from a medium enterprise to be a big business, so that we can have a lot of businesses in the township, so that we can create a lot of employment in the township. Those people that are posting bad things about our businesses, those people who are talking their frustrations in the business, about our business, because we business people can also be frustrating the people who are supporting us by being negligent. And then when people are telling us the honest truth about our businesses, then we try to be defensive. It's very important to take the criticism because that's how you are going to grow as a business. But I think this platform, also these people from social media who are bashing the businesses, if we can have this platform, those concerns or those criticism can be raised in such platforms. So I think I plead you, my brother, that you make these platforms be available every month if it's possible. Fortunately, there are bank institutions that we are banking with them that can also buy into this concept. We can do it more often, and also in other townships, because there are other townships that also have businesses but not exposed in such platforms. Thank you.
Now, I think you guys can do better than that, man. Like, you can do better than that. Yo, I don't have any question. Because you've encapsulated a real, honest story. And I think what I loved the most for me, there's a number of standouts, right? Money is attracted to value. Don't be deterred by what people say and speak negatively about you. When you go through this entrepreneurial journey, sometimes it's going to feel lonely and sometimes you're going to feel betrayed, but stay faithful to the journey. But my own personal takeaway is the relationships. Build the relationships. You know, it's so interesting how they were willing to not sell their house for over a year. And he was very strategic in that you would go there and meet with them once a month or whatever the frequency so that you hold off the house. That stuff for me, that's not taught at business school. There's no business school that will teach you that. And that's the layer above, you know, that sort of learning, oral learning, that we then encourage at T, so that you've got a real life individual that you can point to, that you can feel, who's going through their own entrepreneurial journey, that has been able to weather certain storms, so that we don't live an Instagram and a social media business life, and we think that everything is an easy come and everything is an easy go, and there's no cost and there's no price. And you will then note that there is a big price that comes with wanting to see your vision true and your vision grow. Wow, man. Let's just another round of applause. So what I won't do is I'm not going to engage in the questions, right? I'm going to open up the floor to anyone who would like to give a compliment or who would like to ask a question. And then we wrap up, we announce the winning picture. Oh yeah, if you've got a question, maybe let me stand so I can see you. So please come, ma'am. Please, maybe let me get the lady first and then I'll call you. The gentleman, yeah, come. So I've got you, I've got the gentleman, I know you. Okay, cool, I've got the first 6.
Hi everyone. Igama lam ndingithokozile Qala ndonhlala ko-I. Enkosi bhuti wam. As we all know that Khayelitsha is the second largest township. The first one is Soweto. And we all know that media-wise, Khayelitsha has been painted as the most dangerous city or township. How did your business survive extortion in Khayelitsha? And how can you advise other businesses who are experiencing Enkosini, Enkosi bhuti.
1, 2. Hey, I don't want to go deep into this one. It's a very sensitive topic. I think that one we must leave it to the high offices, because I don't want, there are phones, there are recordings. I don't want someone to call me tomorrow and say, hey, Siphelo this, Siphelo that. I'm sorry, Siswam, but the most important thing is that, unfortunately, no, let me leave it because I'll end up going to details.
Okay, Molweni. Igama lam James. Especially, I your question, man. From day one, yay, Dallas Caesar. But this is just to, if there's a meeting in Bazoti, I'm here to second you. Whatever you've just articulated, 100%, it's correct, because I've seen your work from day one, from the chickens, from Komapega, from everything you've done. And also, I'm standing here as one of the people who are benefiting from a business, being supplying you with some stuff, also being a DJ. And also, I want to say we appreciate you. And if we guys that are here today, we are not inspired, I think we need to rather interrogate ourselves and rethink things, because today it's no longer about drawing inspirations from people abroad. Because I remember back in the days, we used to draw inspirations from Kanye West, but we'd never meet those people. Now having people like you, special in Jayam, it's a blessing, man. I think Utiko, man, and make more money and build more businesses and also change more lives. Dagunjaya.
Poti, molweni nonke. Igama ngilonwabo, Ifani Magele. I run a media tech and commerce production site called Successful Journals. So in the CNZI, we tell the stories of entrepreneurs, in particular from the township and rural areas. And one of the things that we would love to do is to share your story in the magazine, as well as all the entrepreneurs that are available here. But umbuzo wami in particular is how do you stay consistent in what you do? Like, what keeps you going? And because each and every day, I'm sure there's many obstacles that try to break you down. But ikhona la nto uba uzixelele bana, I'm sticking through, I'm going through with this. And because kwindawo esihlala kuzo zininzi izinto ezenzekayo. And uye wasixelela earlier on malunga nemoto le yaqhekezwa. But how do you stick through to the message, the core message, and some words of encouragement for entrepreneurs? Thanks.
I think Mkulua, I don't want to lie. With everything that I have, the strength that I have, to tell you the honest truth, kudala ndihamba nezangoma, iKapa, Joburg, Eastern Cape, Bloemfontein, Alwal North, ndikhangela uncedo, ndikhangela impilo. I came into a conclusion that everything I have, it's by the grace of God. Because nama amandla nawo okanye amandla ebendinawo when I had a lot of challenges, I don't know where I got the strength, but bendinomnye umoya nje ndizixelela uba I'm not gonna give up. It's fine, people can laugh at me now, but I'll make sure in 5 years they are looking for my number, same people that were laughing at me. So that only can happen only if you dedicate yourself into whatever you do. The discipline, I think, is the key factor, because when you are doing good, the most dangerous thing is that you get distractions. Those distractions are there to test you if you are ready for whatever you think you are ready for. So in that process, most of the people, they fall in that process of being distracted. They think, no, we have arrived. So you need to do some sacrifices, unfortunately, in business. You can have a lot of things that you love, but certain things you need to move away from in order to achieve what you want. Especially if you have a business in the township. It's very difficult to run a business in the township. Very, very, very hard. You hardly sleep. While people are sleeping, you are thinking on your next move. You are thinking of the solutions of the previous night. The problems that you had on the previous night, the following day you must come up with solutions. Because when you are a businessman, you become a leader. You are leading people. So if abantu bebona kwa wena uba ulothemba, it becomes a problem. So you need to give abantu abalandela emva kwakho that belief to say we are on the right track. It's just a temporary thing. So in short, there's not much that I can say uba mhlawumbi ndancedwa ngutata uzibani mhlawumbi egcuwa. Must keep praying. If it's yours, it will remain yours by the grace of God.
This is more of a comment more than a question. But I'm standing here first representing Azania, which is Africa. Umuntu, us as humans. And we are grateful for the story that you are sharing, because that story is wisdom. And wisdom is not something we can get from a book, but you have to go through it. And I'm meeting you for the second time, and I believe this is a continuation of something, because at first there was Nedbank at the beginning, and I heard your story. Today there's tea, so we're drinking tea. So but I get to hear more, and I want to say thank you for that story, because as Abantu, our stories are the ones that heal us. what you go through, many people are going through it. Let's story or share, I will say, let's not just show what's glitter and glamour, but let's show what's going on within. Everyone passes here, sees these big restaurants that are happening in Ekas. Most people never thought it can happen. But today I can sit and dine at the Milk without even having to go to Somerset West, but still enjoy it here. What I want to say today is we need to take charge of our own economy. It's me and you that can bring a difference. Ute ubuti, there's so much that happens around us, and this is about time thina siyindle mnyama start realizing ukuthi there's so much that goes in. It was not just only about business and the numbers, but the environment, the social situations that you had to face in. You see, Makakhuluma ngomona, she speaks about these are things that are happening, and by the time we realize that this is reality, this is the time that we're going to wake up and we say, Akwande, aluta continua. We are going to fight it and we are going to make it. By it.
So I've got the lady here and the gent there, and then he raised it after. Okay, the gent, just come, yeah, and then that's it. After this, when you're eating, after we announce the picture, network. He's here. Okay, cool.
Thank you so much. Greetings to you all. I'm not going to make any comment, but I just wanted to say I'm one of the people that was helped by Siphelo. I'm not sure that he knows that. I wanted to tell him today, remember on my 21st birthday late at night, you gave me something. That something helped me to be where I am today. I remember when I started my construction company, I had everything. I did every registration. On the day I had to start, they told me that I had to do CIDB, and CIDB costed me around 450. Remember, I was not working, and I had no money in me, and it was my birthday, and I spent all the money, and my parents had no money because they spent all the money they had in my birthday celebration. And Monday, they told me, if I don't have that money or I don't have that certificate, I won't be considered for the project. On that night, it was a Saturday night, it was my 21st birthday last year, but Siphelo gave me something. I registered the following day, Sunday. I went to deposit the money and registered online, and I went to that project that is over there. I built more than 100 houses, and today I want to say thank you, Siphelo. Thank you so much.
Molweni, again, kamalam ngulerato, and the shy, I'm running a chess program, and Zobendienza a tournament go 2019. So I'd like to ask Kunet Bank Nagueba, how can I get sponsors to sponsor a chess program? Yeah? And I'm planning on like next year to expand internationally, kala local, and then I'll expand country in this country. So I was wondering, how can I get these sponsors?
Should I answer that? Yeah, so I think we can chat. Me and you can chat. See, great. Sure. My last question.
Good day, everyone. Kutabo luthetsayo. Abantu abaninzi ke bandazi ngokruka nickname yami le. Khotmanam. First and foremost, I would like to thank you ba welcome apha kwakho. And secondly, ukwazi ukushare story esinjalo because in most occasions siyababona abantu sibe singayazi ba umuntu usuka phi ukuze abe kule ndawo kuyo. Kwelami side iyanomeleza information elohlobo kuyive emntwini because indeed as entrepreneurs lapha elokishini you'll find like we don't get or we don't fully exposed to such things as seminar or as workshops. We understand where we'll get that certain information. For example, one thing you've mentioned is that as an entrepreneur or as a business person, we have to always make sure that, but unayo bookkeeper, if you are not good in that, you understand? So that whenever you are looking for funding and izinto ezifana nezo, we are on the right track, you understand? I'm one of those, for years, been in business, but they didn't get that opportunity or that understanding that in order to elevate in getting funding, we have to make sure that we have all that kind of stuff in track. So standing here in front of you, everyone, I need a funding or I need an assistance. But the problem with me is that because I grew up to ask. Do you get my point? Most of people have been asking me, but as I've been doing such things in business, why don't you ask funding from Umapega, from Ubani, Amakhotmana lapa kuwekas? We understand? But I get shy because I think maybe as we understand the idea and denial, I have construction company which was started by 2011, Vegas Investment Holdings. But he hasn't done so much whereby abantu bangakwazi ukuthi xa beyibona lento bathi okay singamcela ubani asenzele into ethile. I have a Kruger wear brand label of which most of people by now they know me ngayo, we understand. I've started a soccer team just to make sure that ekasi we help each other so that we demote the level of crime rate, we understand. But but there is in need yemali kuyo yonke lonto. But when uzicela into yokuba uzayicontainer lento lapha kuwe ngaphakathi, I feel like uncedo ukwazi bungalifumana ebantwini. So standing in front of you, Bhuti, I would like to have a meeting, and if you are able to vouch in front of everyone, where I can pitch from you and you assist me. Thank you, Bhuti.
I don't think meeting you can get. I'm sure Nam by having a conversation with you, maybe by having a conversation, both of us, we can have a solution because I'm also looking for money. Maybe if it's two heads, we'll come up with a solution.
So, yeah, I think we have to, because of time, you must eat. And then they must announce the winning pitcher, but let's give this amazing gentleman a round of applause. Maybe let's just stand and give him a round of applause. Now, you guys can do better than that. Now, let's give him a round. But, yeah. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, bro. And thank you for that story. Thank you for being so impactful. I mean, as you go back to your super busy day, what is your word of encouragement? Just the last 1 minute, and then I hand over to Spoo. We announce the winning pitchers, and then we eat, we network, and we get to know each other.
I think I've said a lot of things. I've covered a lot of things. But the last thing that I didn't say, so thank you very much for everyone that is here. I so wish that your businesses can be blessed and you make more money. 2022 summer, it's the first summer that we're getting out of lockdown. Wish everyone would make a lot of money. Thank you.
And then now you know, if you're an entrepreneur, a Khayelitsha, you've got a meeting, you need to host clients. Obviously, you pay, of course. But there's cappuccino, man, 10 out of 10. 10 out. And you guys must see the top, you know what, never mind. Let me give to Spoo. Thank you so much, Pel. Thank you. Oh,